Hello, everyone. I just had to yawn. I paused it for a couple of seconds. Today is Monday, July 1st, 2024, at 5:20 a.m. in the morning. Well, I'm not doing a live stream, so I'll try to do a video that's at least maximum of 30 minutes. So, well, I don't even know if my answer will be given just by going to check the mail. But I don't remember when the last time I checked the mail. It had been longer than 3 weeks, I think. Excuse me. But it's been a while since I checked the mail. So, well, the fake Darnell Williams perp would try to, the stalkers, it's not their business, you know, if I don't want to tell people where I get mail at. Because that's another place for them to go and slander me and get me wrongfully permanently banned forever and try to sabotage. And they try to hunt for and guess where they think I get mail at. Or try to order me around and tell me what to do and tell me this is where you should go get mail at. Or this is where you need to go get mail at. Like as if they think I'm slow and retarded and don't know any better. So that they can have the opportunity to sabotage me getting mail. And I definitely would not be able to have any services. And come to find out, all the people that work at the place where I get mail, all of them are perps. And then a lot of the customers that go there are perps too. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But all the workers that I've seen so far, definitely. And then, the online stalkers, they would try to publicize what they think is my mailing address, just like they publicize hotels and everything. And so, I forgot that I even had the Amazon wish list, but when I was living in Bloomington, I forgot where I got the idea of getting an Amazon wish list. But nobody ever bought me anything. When I was living in Bloomington, nobody ever bought me anything from the Amazon wish list. But when I was living there, I had showed my address, the mailing address, in case any of my supportive subscribers wanted to send me anything from that wish list. And the online stalkers bragged about contacting the post office. They bragged about contacting the post office and were trying to get me wrongfully permanently banned from the post office, the Dollar General in Bloomington, the Family Dollar, and the Dairy Queen, and everywhere else that I go. They were trying to have me wrongfully banned from in that small town. And then they will harass me. Nowadays, they try to harass me about how I need to go back to Bloomington when I can't go back to Bloomington. And they even bragged about contacting the cabin, and every month, right when it was time to pay rent again, they would bully, harass, and threaten me about how they're gonna contact the front office, or they would even make it like they would even brag about how they contacted the front office. In the front office, people would be extra rude and mean and playing all kinds of psychological games and everything. And then they would have people who paid rent there, and even new perps that moved into that area from out of state, like Michigan and stuff like that, to come and gang stalk and surveil me and try to get all of my business and, start following, harass and everything. So, and then they had the noise campaigns and death threats or threats of violence. And they were torturing me with the weapons so bad that I could not, that I could not live back there anymore. And more reasons, multiple reasons why I can't go back to Bloomington. And I don't even think that they would rent me a cabin there anymore either. And I don't want to go back to Bloomington. And I was bitter and upset that a fake T.I. perp lured me over there to Bloomington. And then she stood me up the night I got there. And then I had heavy perp activity. And I was financially struggling and barely making it. And then they nearly succeeded at sabotaging my transportation. So the fake Darnell Williams perp was threatening to send me doo-doo smear letters, like poop smear letters in the mail and stuff. Like, he was harassing me on YouTube and threatening to send like poop smear letters and stuff in the mail and stuff like that, So nowadays, I'm in my hometown, New Orleans, so I'm in a city that's big enough where I don't necessarily need to order most things online on Amazon or anything. I can get them locally. But in Bloomington, there was nothing. So I had to order almost everything I needed. I had to order online. And it was very hectic and very difficult for me to try to get things that I needed. So also, I had some traumatic events that happened so bad that I can't go back to Bloomington, and I did say that they nearly succeeded at getting, that narcissistic perp transportation operator, that fake Jasper Cortero perp, but fake perp bus driver, he himself nearly succeeded at having me wrongfully permanently banned from the only little transportation system. So what was the point of me? And then like getting an Uber or Lyft or a taxi was almost just about impossible. And it felt like I was trapped in the pits of hell. So, but anyway, they have a guy here that he's walking down, and he looks very much like the guy who robbed me of my phone, and just now he gave me a threatening look. This guy that's nearby, he looked similar to the same perp that threatened my phone. The perp that robbed my other phone. But I don't see him walking around with that huge red suitcase, though. But, excuse me, yesterday morning they knew that my phone battery was at 9%. And then they had that gang stalking setup scenario. And basically the bus driver let the passenger dictate that I'm forbidden and not allowed to ride the bus. She let the passenger make that fake decision. And she was probably buddy or fake friends with the passenger. Either that or it was just a made up fake perp story and there was no passenger to say something like that. And most people don't say anything. But that bus driver, y'all saw she was perping with the red shirt and she was planted there. And then later on, like yesterday evening, when coming back across the river, it was a light-skinned male bus driver that he looked dead at me. I mean, I had my earbuds in, so I didn't know what he was trying to say. And then he looked dead at me and threw up the 666 satanic hand sign with his right hand, like as if he wanted to try to force me to see it. So, and like, I ended up like having to spend $40 more than I originally was supposed to if the day would have gone as planned and gone like normal. And at one point I had to take an Uber ride because of that bus driver and the gang stalker setup, and I didn't want to meet up with her again and then be forced to have to stand like another probably fucking 2 hours or so for I don't know how long I would have had to wait for another bus. And they had the heat advisory. They had the heat advisory also. But I had some weird stuff go on yesterday and being cheated out my food at certain places to eat and stuff, and people perp sitting near me and stuff, and but thankfully I was able to leave out of the library with my phone fully charged. And then also I was able to come here with my phone, like once I got across the river, my phone was like 99 or 98%. But then, with my perp walks, it kind of reduced a little bit. But then, after all the perp activity last night and yesterday evening, with all that perp activity, I had a lot of doggone little videos, and then it seemed like I saw more new faces of homeless perps. Like, when I'm going to say wrongfully because it's due to the gang stalking, wrongfully banned me from my college campus that I graduated from. I ended up coming here that night. And then I started to go to fake Gretna by the old Gretna Ferry. Then and then stay in hotels, and I tried to work at Piccadilly. Y'all know all that happened. They gang stalked me away from, everything and perked me off the job, workplace mobbed me and everything. And so they had the situation with those 5 boys. And then I got wrongfully arrested and went to jail because of a gang stalking setup and me being backed in the corner and not knowing where to go or not having anywhere else to go. And I didn't realize I could come here. Excuse me. And so the night that I got out of jail, later on, I got out of jail later in the morning, but later on that night was the first night that I started sleeping here. And when the first couple of months, of me sleeping here on the nights that I didn't have hotel room help, look at him. They it look like they're arguing near me. So like from March on to all the way until like up until at least May, sometime in May, and I would be here like by myself. Nobody would come over here. And now all of a sudden, ever since maybe in late May, early June, they've been having multiple different homeless perps, more like rotating with surveilling and gang stalking me. And they just been planted here to come and sleep near me. And every time I have to deal with, and that's why I stay away from, another reason why I stay away from homeless soup kitchens and shelters and everything, because they always either blasting loud music or smoking near me, or both, and I have to deal with that. And then I end up having to argue and fight with homeless perps several times a day. So I try to find as much peace and quiet as possible, rather than having to argue and get into altercations with homeless perps all fucking day and every day. And then, even the white homeless perps, homeless druggy perps, black or white, will put their hands on you violently or threaten me. So then yeah, I had to deal with all of that. And so, yeah, last night it was multiple homeless perps, and even now, some of the homeless perps left, but, new faces of homeless perps nearby, and it's like the first couple of months, I don't recall any, dealing with anybody staying around here. But I was the only one over here, and everybody else homeless were way over there. But they all come, for gang stalking purposes, come near me. And I can't even get any peace or quiet. I can't even, you know, I can't even relax or feel safe or comfortable or anything else. And like, if the perps were crowd around me and have smoking campaigns near me, or it might be one lone perp to come around me and then light up a cigarette and start smoking, when they have other spots down there that they can freaking go to. But of all spots, you come near the target. Like those 5 perps from yesterday, from in the middle of the night that crowded around me over here. And they weren't even homeless. You know, they looked like kids that would go to the club or parties or hang out. You know, but what I wanted to say about the thing with the bus is, you know, remember I told y'all a few days ago that they had a homeless female perp that when I got on the bus, she smelled like shit. And the bus drivers, nobody said anything. But you know, I'm like, well, this is the reason why I sanitized the seats. When I was in Pensacola, Florida, because there's a such thing as Pensacola, Oklahoma, but I never been there. But Pensacola, Florida. I'm talking about Pensacola, Florida. With the bus drivers would have an issue with me putting the bag down, like the trash bag. That was a problem or issue for the bus drivers. They didn't want me putting the damn trash bag over the seat. Abusive, narcissistic perp bus drivers, they didn't want me to put the trash bag over the seat. And then if they were perps, the bus drivers that weren't perps, they would have patience and let me sit. They would let me take the time out to, you know, adjust the seat. Adjust the trash bag over the seat. But the perp bus drivers would barely give me a chance to sit down, and they would wait. They would call me dumb for not holding on to anything. But I'm like, well, how can I hold on to something when I'm trying to lay out the bag to put out to sit down? And they would do stuff like, you know, strategically wait before I can turn around and sit down to hurry up and slam on the gas on purpose. Hurry up and slam on the gas on purpose to try to cause me to fall on the floor on purpose, so that I would end up having a meltdown and freaking out because all my clothes and my whole body got fucking dirty. So, you know, yesterday that ghetto perp bus driver talked about, oh, well, you should get a plastic bag. Well, I tried the plastic bag thing, and, you know, and then sometimes if I put down a plastic bag and a bus driver would slam on the brakes or jerk the bus, I would end up like, you know, falling back, you know, in the seat. And, you know, if that part is not, that part is would be, you know, what I would feel contaminated with my OCD and everything, or feel dirty. And then you know, so that's why I just sanitize the seat. They have a lot of dirty people that ride the bus, and I'm forced against my will to be dirty because of being homeless and not being able to have a place I could shower. And I don't trust gym memberships, because if I get wrongfully banned from the gym, I can't cancel the membership and they will still continue taking out money. So, excuse me. And so, I have been riding the buses since October. And then, you know, like even the Jefferson Parish bus drivers and supervisors, in the streetcar operators of Orleans Parish and bus drivers of Orleans Parish and the cops, they all participate in it. I mean, not every one of them, but a lot of them participate in gang stalking. So, you know, that bus driver waited till my battery was low at 9% to look for something to pick it with and harass me about. And I don't even know if that's the same bus driver that got cussed out and threatened and the girl nearly succeeded at putting her hands on the bus driver, and she bullied, harassed, and threatened the bus driver. And I don't even know if that was the same bus driver that got cussed out and threatened Saturday night for being rude. If that's the same bus driver. So, I mean, but, so I mean, I've been sanitizing the seats. Most bus drivers and passengers don't say anything, but like, I don't spray and sanitize with the intent to bother anyone or with the intent to harass anyone. I've been traumatized with the OCD and the complex PTSD. And, you know, if I sanitize the seat and if the bus driver has the air conditioner on full blast, or if they have the air conditioner on, you know, nobody notices it, or nobody really says anything. Or, you know, if they have the, you know, a couple of the windows open, like the passenger, whoever supposedly complained, like, you know, she must have not thought of to open the windows or something. And it's just temporary, like a few seconds or a couple of minutes, you might smell that whatever smell. And so then, but when I have to deal with people smoking around me, that's lasts way long, and it's done intentionally and on purpose, with the malicious intent to harass. Smoking around me, whether it be weed or cigarettes. And also noise harassment and noise campaigns, like loud music or loud TV or loud videos from your phone or whatever, with the intent to harass. And I have to be tortured with that for hours and hours, or for, you know, every day, dealing with fucking neighbors and stuff, you know. So all night they had perps. If they weren't blasting loud music, they were smoking around me. But I don't have any intent. I mean, and then, you know, I'm sanitizing, and perps with narcissistic personalities, I'm sanitizing, and they treat me like as if I'm contaminating. So, I mean, yeah, like I could have had $40 more right now, in which that could have been enough for another hotel night in addition to the funds I already had. And I don't know if I might have to take an Uber today. Excuse me, dealing with the mail situation. I don't know yet. So it's 5:50 a.m. in the morning. It's 5:50 in the morning. I said I was gonna be off of here before 30 minutes, but yeah, I refuse to walk because of being abused by Social Security people. I refuse to physically walk in the office ever again. And they might have to just take my fucking benefits because I've been abused by them for over 20 years. So I don't know what's going on, but the online stalkers, they maliciously bragged about making false calls and falsely reporting me for fraud and lying and saying that I've been committing fraud and stuff like that because they're mad, because they want to pretend to fake punish me because I won't give my soul to them. So they've been making like malicious tattletale and lying calls to Social Security Administration and falsely accusing me of fraud and everything because my twin sister lied to her cult followers and said that I'm committing scam and fraud. But now everybody's saying that that's what she's doing to people. She's the one who got $2,000 in one payment while I'm sitting here freaking struggling, and she get thousands a month. And now one person I saw, they made a threat to report her to the VA for taking money from people. But she said she can do all this stuff to me, but then when people do it to her, she can't handle it. I mean, she has her cult followers acting like vigilantes and bullying and calling up places and lying on me and stuff. So thanks for listening to me. I mean, the fact that they cut my Social Security check, and I don't know if they're going to completely eliminate it, but I got to see what's going on and why. And, there was some stuff that I didn't know about certain rules with Social Security, about like with the stocks and everything. I had no idea. I didn't know. And I got no money from the stocks. And I had that incident with Social Security when I was in Bloomington last year that traumatized me. And the online perps were like, "You about to go to prison," and got multiple thumbs up. And then and I was falsely accused of knowing that I had to report the stocks and stuff. And it's like, well, I didn't know. I did not know. She's like, "Oh, you've been on Social Security for over such and such amount of years and stuff." And like, I did not know. So all the bullying and abuse from the Social Security Administration, I report stuff and they still don't update it. I do my part in reporting stuff and they still don't update it and everything. And it's like a whole lot of just frustration with the Social Security Administration that if they do just cut off my damn benefits and everything, I will feel a sense of fucking freedom. And I've been tired of being enslaved by them and abused and controlled by them for so many years. And even though I'm disabled, I never wanted to be on Social Security or SSI in the first place. And the fake foster mom, Adrian Felder, forced me against my will. Her and the fake social worker, Miss Karen Pierce, forced me against my will and then had me blacklisted from employment and forced me against my will to be on Social Security and SSI. And made it like as if I don't have any other choice. They're shocking me on my right side above my hip with the directed energy weapons. So, I mean, it's really hard trying to survive. And like this month, whatever I get, I won't be able to use it as planned because I'm not gonna be able to get the whole thing, the whole Social Security check. And like, I just at first got notification that because I worked, that they were gonna temporarily suspend my SSI benefits. That was just $24. But I don't know yet. I don't know why. I have to find out. I don't know why they're messing with my Social Security checks. When the award letter says that I'm entitled to those benefits. So why they taking that away from me? And it could be a multitude or various reasons. But but I'm not setting foot in a Social Security office, in a physical office, because it's gang stalking setups and harassment, brutal harassment and abuse every time I go to the office. Psychological games and abuse, and when them trying to trigger and provoke me on purpose to set up a scenario, hoping that they can set it up for me to be wrongfully arrested and go to jail. Trying to provoke me to anger, and they would be just downright cruel and heartless and cold-hearted and cutthroat and satanic at the the Social Security office. Their abuse towards me caused me to be traumatized. Now I don't even want to. I wish I can just break free from the Social Security Administration or SSI and Social Security and any fucking thing to do with them. In 2018, because of their abuse, I told them that, I didn't want Social Security and SSI no more. And they threatened to declare that, we're going to declare you're not disabled and we're going to make you pay back everything from 2002. And so they used that to manipulate and force me to have to stay on Social Security and SSI. I should have let those motherfuckers just believe that I'm fucking dead. All because when I reported my change of address over the phone, and the workers over the phone did not update my address. So then I had on false record that I was dead, and then it was hell trying to get my benefits back. And this was in October 2018. They thought that I was dead because the workers over the phone did not do their jobs with updating my address when I called them and talked to them over the phone. And even in person, you can go in person to try to update certain information on both the SSI and the Social Security, and they would get agitated or annoyed with me when I try to get them to change the address or information on both the SSI and Social Security. Like they don't want to do their jobs, and then I end up having to suffer because they're the ones who won't update stuff. Like when I reported when I reported my earnings for the first paycheck from the Piccadilly job, the lady pretended that she, documented my information. And then when I called the second time to report the second check, I almost got in huge trouble because the lady tried to, over the phone, tried to say that the first check was not reported. And when I in fact did report it. Now, I'm just fucking sick of all, and even in 2021 and 2023, me dealing with being abused by Social Security employees. Even when I was living in Los Angeles, they're such aggressive bullies at the Social Security Administration. So I refuse to talk to these motherfuckers even over the phone. That I'm tired of the abuse from them. And they will falsely report and lie, and because they're all gang stalkers. So I went well over 30 minutes, almost 40 minutes, but I gotta save my storage space on my phone. I'm gonna get off here. What time is it? 5:59 a.m. in the morning. So I'm gonna get off here.